All right, so this video is to follow up with the rollout of this lateral line in your thigh. We're going to start with the feet. So have a lie down on your back, grab your foam roller, and just for funsies, we'll just do a little calf love here. Just a little bend and straighten. Feel out how that feels. Big breath in, big breath out. Delightful. And then we're going to bring our feet onto the roller. I'm taking a big inhale, big exhale. Ah. And then if you've done the rollout prior to this, maybe just, and even if you haven't, it doesn't matter. But I mean, it matters, but just doing a little check-in here. Rocking pelvis side to side, maybe noticing any space that you feel like has sort of or opened up. And then keeping the heels roughly in line with the sitting bones, we're going to load the ball of the foot. So I want you to really imagine that whole midfoot is like wrapping around your roller. So like just that for me is an incredible amount of effort. I'm already getting a foot cramp, so this should be fun. All right, so we're wrapping our feet around the roller. And then we're going to imagine as if it were humanly possible to pull the roller together with our feet and lower the heels a little and lift the heels a little. Wrap your feet around, wrap your feet around, wrap your feet around, pull the roller together, and then lower the heels and lift the heels. And again, for 2, 3, wrap those feet. We're not trying to scrunch, we're trying to reach around. Lifting and lowering. 3, because you know I can't count. 2, last time, 1. Now we're going to lift the heels up, keep the heels lifted, pull that roller together. Take a big breath in, big breath out, pull your heels towards your butt. Press it away. Pull it together, pull towards you. Pull it together, pull towards you. Pull it together, pull towards you. Last one. Pull it together, pull towards you. Take a big breath in, big breath out. We're going to do that whole thing again, but in the tiny baby bridge. So wrap your feet, pull it together. Inhale, use that exhale. I'm gonna find a bridge. And then lower the heels and lift the heels. Oh my God. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lower down. See, I feel your pain. I know I make you guys do this stuff, but like, I know. I know it's hard. All right, so we're going to wrap the foot around the thing. We're going to pull the feet together. Big breath in, big breath out. We're going to find our bridge again. Pull it together and then pull your heels towards you. Heels are a little lifted. Pull it together, pull it towards you. 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 Last one. Pull it together, pull it towards you. Lower down. Oh, it's a little bit easier. Got things warmed up. Ha ha ha. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Let your legs go like little external, little internal. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So now whenever you guys feel ready, you're going to grab something to go between your knees. It could be a blanket. It could be a yoga brick. It could be an overball. I'm going to choose an overball because I have it. I prefer it. But it literally could be anything. So don't feel like you need the right prop. Okay. So from here, I'm going to put the ball between my thigh bones. And if in that last exercise you were feeling like you needed more stability, you can always stick a ball in between your knees with your feet up on the roller or a yoga brick, whatever. They'll just give you a little bit more feedback in that midline. All right, so from here, big toe planted, baby toe planted, inner heel, outer heel. I'm going to walk my feet away just a little bit more. And then take a big breath in, big breath out. And then we come up into our bridge. And presumably our lower legs should be pretty on board because we just worked pretty hard. And then, right, my new fun thing I like is this little traction here through the chest, keeping the shoulders nice and weighted. That helps with my ribs, and then I can really lift from my underbutt and I don't get too puffy chesty, which I like to do. All right, so taking a big breath in, big breath out. I'm gonna let my right hip point drop down. It's like I'm rolling a marble from this hip point to that hip point with no hiking. It's just rotating. I'm keeping some pressure on my prop so that my thigh bones don't go anywhere. I'm moving my pelvis around my leg bones, and then I'm going to soften through the whole right rib, low back, glute, land the butt, even out the butt. Big breath in, big breath out. We do it again. Big toe, baby toe, inner heel, outer heel. Pull the heels towards the butt, maybe just a little, butt towards the heels so you feel your hamstrings. You lift up into that bridge. And then I'm going to roll my marble from my right hip point over to my left. And it's always fun to just notice which way is easier. From here, again, soften through the left shoulder, rib, low back, land that butt, even it out. Inhale, exhale. We come back up through center. We're gonna let the marble roll to the right. Roll down through the right side, even out the butt. Inhale, exhale. We come up through center, plant through those feet. Big toe, big toe, big toe. Let the left hip point drop down. Inhale, exhale, roll through that left side. Even it out at the bottom. Inhale, exhale. We come back up through center. We're just gonna kind of add on a little bit. I'm gonna let that right hip point drop down. So we're really relaxing that right butt. Inhale, exhale. Now this time, push through that right foot to bring that right hip point back up. And then let the left one drop. Inhale, exhale, push through that foot, lift it back. And right, push, press, and left, push, press, and right, push, press, last one, left, push, press. Inhale, exhale, softening through the throat, the sternum, the bottom of the ribs, low back, butt. Boom, here we are. Big breath in, big breath out. Whenever you feel ready, we're gonna roll onto our sides and you're gonna grab your TheraBand. And see, if I really had my shit together, I would already have my band ready to go. But you know, one day. Okay. So you can have a great big long band. You can have a short band in a loop. This is not that different from the hip reset video of 5-6 years ago. But it's a little different. So one of the things that I like to do is really stack my shoulders. So if you have a nice long band, that's great. Just pull it and then you're going to grab onto the band wherever it is that you want to grab onto it and then pull up. So you have quite a bit of tension here. And then I'm going to really pull my arm under me, and my shirt's a little baggy, but there's a little bit of space under there. And there's the daylight. There it is. So the ribs are lifting so that I can try to stay neutral-ish. And then sometimes what happens is that we're like, yeah, I'm going to reach this top hip. Ooh, and then you reach it so much that where you're reaching from is up here instead of from here. So I want you to really track those hip points. You are rolling that marble between these two hip points. These two hip points are going to stay stacked. So I'm going to make sure that this bottom leg is really under me. And then I'm just going to rotate this the tiniest bit forward, just a little. And as I bring this forward, I'm going to think about pulling this guy back. So this hamstring is attached to those sitting bones, and this hip point is going to kind of pull forward. I'm dragging my hip points together, and that's going to spread my butt cheeks apart more. And then I'm going to lift my leg from up here. Now, a lot of us like to lift our leg by doing that. And instead of doing that, I'm going to really think about pressing my leg bone further away from me, but I'm not going to let my hip overcompensate. So keep a hand here if that's helpful for you. And then find your hover. And we're really thinking about like that glute is wrapping around your femur. And we're going to lift it a little and we're going to lower it a little. And we're breathing. God forbid. We're breathing. Little lift, little lower. Little lift, little lower. Ooh, and I started to rotate my pelvis back. So I put my hand back there and I was like, oh, look, now look at how much lower I am. So I got to really pull into the back of my butt and I'm lifting from back there. Not because my pelvis rotates me, because my femur is moving into the joint. I'm making better connection with my butt. So my butt can do the things instead of my back. I do 3 more because again, I don't count, but I'm getting tired. Good. And then I'm going to lift and hold. And we're going to do circles here. Let's do 8. I like 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm keep checking that I'm not rotating back. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5. I started to get a little hikey. I just fixed it. And 7 and 8. And then I'm going to let that go because I hate it, but it's good for me. And then we're take a big breath in and a big breath out. Oh, good. And then we're going to move the loop onto the foot. Okay, so here's the deal. This is a very short loop, but it's still totally doable. And how I'm going to manage that is by just moving my hand down a little. So that just gives me some more choices about how much weight is on this band, okay? So taking a big inhale, big exhale. Whew, I'm going to pull that femur back into that space that I was working. So I'm back in my hover. I've got this length through here. I'm not rotating my pelvis back. And then I'm going to straighten my leg out. And then I'm going to fold it back in. So the butt cheek gets wider. And then I press from my butt. And then I pull it back into my butt. And again, 3, 4, 5. And I might even press into this bottom leg a little bit. 6, 7. And then we're going to hold it 8. Take an inhale, exhale. Maybe hinge the leg a little bit forward if it feels tight in your hip, and you're going to externally rotate. What a lot of us like to do is externally rotate by moving that hip back. We're just trying to feel a little movement in the socket here. That's lots of length and dropped out of the socket. That's spiraled into the socket. And just notice I'm not doing it with my foot. I'm doing it from my femur in my butt. So watch your foot. It likes to take over. Last one. I'm going to keep external rotation and I'm going to lower my heel to the mat. This is going to give me more feedback. I'm going to bend my knee in. And again, I'm not rotating back. I'm not dropping my knee. I'm keeping this external rotation and I'm going to angle my toes towards the floor a little bit, which makes it harder to keep my knee up. But I'm going to try. And then I'm going to press out. And then as I come in, I'm just going to make sure I'm not overly rotating from that foot. I'm spiraling from my butt. And there's 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And my butt's on fire. And 7. Last one. And 8. We're going to lift it up. We're going to bring it back to parallel. And you're just going to kick it forward. Hi. And then you're going to kick it back. Oh. And now maybe we find a little bit more movement. Maybe the hip moves a little bit. And we find just a little bit more ooey gooey in this. And maybe we reciprocate the movement a little bit. Let the chest open a little and then close as we press that leg back. Just a little. This does not need to be huge. Don't overthink it. Keep the range as small as you need to. The only thing I'm going to ask is just make sure you don't lock out your knee. But other than that, have a little fun with it and breathe. And then we'll end this whole series with a little stretch. They're going to bring the leg forward. You can drop it to your mat. You can keep the band or not, your choice. Move the yoga brick as needed and rotate. Oh, big breath in, big breath out. One more big inhale and exhale. And then we'll restack the shoulders, pull that knee in. And then maybe we do a little check-in. Little cat-cow. Some press backs. If you've worked with me, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then we're thinking about pulling those butt cheeks apart and sending our weight back into the hip without letting the spine curl or extend. You might just feel that you have like a little bit more space to move on the side that you just did. And as with the other video, maybe you watched it, maybe you didn't. For time's sake, I'm not going to be able to do the other side, but you can just go ba-doop, 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 rewind, do it again, unless you have it perfectly memorized, in which case, go to. So give it a whirl. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, feelings, holler. Always love to hear them.